Reporters Without Borders World Press Freedom Index findings for 2022 are worrying, evidencing a new era of polarization set against a backdrop of information chaos, with deepening division among media within countries, but also between countries at the international level.
The latest World Press Freedom Index has just been published, and it paints a grim picture of countries across the African continent. Reporters Without Borders says that the situation in two countries, Egypt and Eritrea, is extremely bad. Egypt is described as one of the worst prisons for journalists, and Eritrea has the second lowest ranking in the world after North Korea. Some African countries enjoy guaranteed press freedom, such as Namibia and South Africa. And Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria, has a rich and diverse media landscape. But Reporters Without Borders says that it is one of West Africa's most dangerous and difficult countries for journalists, who are often watched, attacked, arbitrarily arrested, and even killed.
My experience is that I've had to flee the country for the sake of my own personal safety. If I want to maintain my freedom and possibly my life, I simply cannot be in Nigeria. I currently live under asylum protection in exile in a country that I'm probably not allowed to name here. So my experience has been completely at odds with whatever it is that Lai Mohammed has had to say. And what I will also mention is that even though we no longer have parcel bombs being delivered to journalists, or journalists getting bullied in the newsrooms by soldiers, wielding AK-47 rifles in their faces, it doesn't mean that Nigeria has a free press in any way.
The same trend applies to countries such as Uganda, where journalists who criticize the government are attacked or kidnapped, while President Yoweri Museveni even described journalists as parasites in 2018. Ethiopia, on the other hand, is making progress. Since April 2018, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has facilitated the release of imprisoned journalists and restored access to 250 news websites. Moreover, the media in Eritrea is under the complete control of President Isaias Afwerki. The government shut down all independent media outlets in 2001. The only independent radio station currently is Radio Area, which is currently run by exiled Eritrean journalists, but its signal is often blocked. Additionally, since 2016, political tensions have been used as an excuse to undermine freedom of information and the independence of the press in Zambia. The authorities have shut down the country's main independent newspaper, The Post, and several radio and TV stations had their licenses taken away. In March, a private TV station was forced to close because its reporting was considered biased. And lastly, Rwanda. Under President Paul Kagame, the press is still tightly controlled. Foreign journalists are often not given accreditation. The 1994 genocide is referenced when the government calls critical journalists divisionists. Many Rwandan journalists have fled the country and work in exile, leading the government to increasingly block access to foreign broadcasters such as the BBC. And this is just but the tip of the iceberg of the press freedom situation in Africa.